Right now, someone just made their final debt payment. 12 months ago, they owed $47,000. They had maxed out credit cards, a car loan eating up their paycheck, and that crushing feeling every time they checked their bank account. Today, completely debt-free. And here's what most people don't realize. They didn't win the lottery, inherit money, or even get a massive raise. They followed a system, the same system I'm about to show you. Let me be direct with you. Most debt advice is garbage. People tell you to just spend less or make a budget without giving you an actual roadmap. That's like telling someone to lose weight by eating less. Technically true, but completely useless. What you need is a proven strategy that addresses the real problem. Most people are fighting debt with the wrong weapons. Here's the truth about becoming debt-free in 12 months. It's not about willpower. It's not about deprivation. It's about creating a system so effective that debt doesn't stand a chance. And yes, this works even if you've tried and failed before. Month 1. The debt inventory. Your first mission is simple but critical. You're going to list every single debt you have. Credit cards, personal loans, medical bills, car payments, student loans, everything. Write down the balance, the interest rate, and the minimum payment for each one. Most people skip this step because it's uncomfortable. They don't want to see the real number. But here's what happens when you do this. You take away debt's power over you. That vague anxiety about all your debt becomes concrete numbers you can actually attack. One woman I worked with discovered she'd been overestimating her total debt by $8,000. Just knowing the real number changed everything for her. Now organize these debts using the avalanche method. List them from highest interest rate to lowest. This is your hit list. The debt at the top is costing you the most money every single day, so that's your primary target. Months 2 and 3, the income explosion. Here's where most debt payoff plans fail. They focus entirely on cutting expenses and completely ignore the income side of the equation. That's fighting with one hand tied behind your back. You need to increase your income, and you need to do it fast. I'm not talking about asking for a raise and waiting 6 months for a review. I'm talking about creating money in the next 2 weeks. Start with what you already own. Go through your home and find items you haven't used in 6 months. Furniture, electronics, clothes, tools, kitchen gadgets. Sell them. One couple made $3,400 in their first month just by selling things collecting dust in their garage. That's $3,400 that goes straight to debt. Next, monetize your skills immediately. Can you write? Offer freelance writing services. Good with spreadsheets? Businesses need bookkeeping help. Can you edit videos, design graphics, or manage social media? There are people right now willing to pay for these skills. Start on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr today, not next month. Here's the key. Every single dollar from these extra income sources goes to debt. Not to your regular checking account where it gets absorbed into daily spending. You're creating a debt destruction fund, and it's off limits for anything else. Months 4 through 6. The spending surgery. Now we address expenses, but we're not doing generic budgeting. We're doing spending surgery, cutting with precision, not randomly slashing everything. Pull up 3 months of bank statements. Go through every transaction and categorize them into 3 groups: essential, optimize, and eliminate. Essential expenses are non-negotiable survival costs: rent, basic utilities, minimum groceries, insurance, minimum debt payments. These stay, but even here, you're looking for ways to reduce them. Call your insurance company and shop for better rates. Call your internet provider and negotiate a lower bill. These companies have retention departments whose entire job is to give you discounts when you threaten to leave. Use that. Optimize expenses are things you need but are currently overpaying for. Groceries are the biggest one. Most people can cut their grocery bill by 30% without eating rice and beans for every meal. Shop sales, buy store brands for staples. Meal plan around what's discounted that week. One person reduced their grocery spending from $800 to $500 to $50 monthly just by planning meals and stopping the random midweek runs to the store. Eliminate expenses are the subscriptions, memberships, and habits draining your money. Streaming services you barely watch, gym memberships you don't use, Daily coffee shop visits that cost $150 a month. Cut them, all of them. For 12 months, you're not funding entertainment and convenience. You're funding freedom. Months 7 through 9, the debt avalanche accelerates. This is where the magic starts happening. You've increased your income, you've cut expenses, and now you're throwing massive payments at that first debt on your list. Here's how the avalanche method creates momentum. You pay minimums on everything except your highest interest debt. Every extra dollar goes there. When that first debt is gone, and it will be gone faster than you think, you take the entire amount you were paying on it and add it to the minimum payment of the next debt on your list. Let's say you were paying $500 monthly toward that first credit card. Once it's paid off, you add that full $500 to whatever you were paying on the second debt. If you were paying $150 minimum on the second debt, you're now paying $650. Then when that's gone, you roll $650 plus the next minimum into the third debt. The payments get bigger and bigger and debts start falling faster and faster. This is when you'll feel the shift. That first debt disappearing is like breaking through a wall. You'll realize this is actually working. The system is real, and that psychological boost will carry you through the final stretch. Months 10 through 12, the final push. You're in the home stretch now, but this is where discipline matters most. You've been grinding for 9 months. You're tired. You might be tempted to ease up, to reward yourself with something you've been denying yourself. Don't. These final months are about finishing what you started. Your debt snowball is massive now. You're making payments that would have seemed impossible a year ago. Stay focused on the finish line. This is also when you need to protect your progress. Don't take on any new debt, none. Not a store credit card to save 15%. Not a small personal loan, nothing. You're so close to freedom that any new debt would be like starting the race over when you can see the finish line. The non-negotiables. Throughout all 12 months, certain rules apply every single day. Track every dollar you spend. Use an app, use a spreadsheet, use a notebook. I don't care, but know where your money's going. People who track spending pay off debt 40% faster than those who don't. Automate your debt payments. Set them up to hit the day after your paycheck arrives. This removes decision fatigue and ensures the money goes where it needs to go before you can spend it on something else. Find an accountability partner. Someone who knows your goal and will check in with you. This isn't optional. People with accountability are 3 times more likely to stick with their plan. Build a tiny emergency buffer. I know this seems counterintuitive when you're trying to destroy debt, but you need $1,000 set aside for genuine emergencies. Without this, the first unexpected expense will force you back onto credit cards and you'll be moving backward. Your 12-month countdown starts today. Take 30 minutes right now to list every debt you have. That's step 1. That's how every debt-free story begins, with someone who decided enough is enough and took action. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until next month. The time is now, and 1 year from today, you could be celebrating the last payment you'll ever make.